Hi guys, it's Dini aka SoulStar Divine Feminine. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to keep this microphone in between my legs because I think that it may be a bit too windy for you guys to hear me. So I hope that this will make everything clearer. Today I have messages for the Twin Flame Collective. This is a Divine Masculine reading on what they're feeling, what they're going through, how they feel about you, the Divine Feminines, what they want you to know about them, and overriding energy. So today I am using the Atlantis Oracle card deck, and I am also using John Holland's Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Nearly forgot that. Angels and Ancestors deck, and my mood card deck. I want to thank all of you guys who have sent me so much love and light during this healing time that I've had off, I don't know, like what, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Because those of you who know, I had a bike accident, yada yada yada. There'll be a whole separate video on that. And the reading I just uploaded, that was filmed weeks ago, but I was still guided by spirit that a lot of that energy still resonates with a lot of the Twin Flame Collective, so I was guided to still put that up alongside the Jeffree Star reading and the Reiki video and how to realign. I think I've uploaded about 4 or 5 videos and they were filmed weeks ago, but the energy still resonates with so many of you that will be guided to watch these videos. So for those of you who are subscribed and have been watching me every video, in case there's any confusion, I did write a comment on that video saying it was filmed weeks ago and I was still guided to upload it, but just in case those of you who didn't look at the comments. So today I'm doing this Twin Flame reading. Now this is a huge transformationary time, and there's a lot more blocks being released and a lot more love strengthening into both hearts and minds of the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. And today we're going to start off with, first of all, what the Divine Masculine actually feels about themselves, the emotional journey that they're going through right now, using Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So yeah, love you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and put the post notification bell on so you know that every single time I upload you are notified of that. Let's start. I hope you guys can hear me with the microphone in between my legs. So to start, we have sacral chakra. So this is divinely connected to everything that's going on. They're trying to clear out these blocks. And I'm sure most of you feminines watching, and for some of the DMs watching, you already know there are so many blocks suppressed deep down inside the masculine energy of never feeling worthy enough of their creative pursuits, of their pursuits that seem kind of weird or out of the norm, that isn't typically part of the rat race syndrome that we tend to be in during this matrix experience. But these DMs that I'm channeling, they really want to get more into their inner childlike play. I see a lot of them wanting to create like visual art in the type of like, I feel like because they've had so many experiences in life, it's almost like they have like a 2-drink minimum where they actually can talk about some parts of their life that used to be traumatic for them. They can talk about it in such a fun and like light-hearted way and make jokes about it, like Kevin Hart says, you know, laugh at my pain. It's that kind of energy that they're emitting, and it's like they're either, I feel like they're joking to themselves mainly about stuff that they've gone through and how, you know, at the time for years it seemed so traumatic and he hated it, especially to do with the way that they used to get told off by their mum, it feels like, when they were a child. And now they're laughing at those situations because they're seeing it from a much higher perspective, and they're sending more love and forgiveness to themselves and their inner child and the viewpoints that they used to have. And because of that, they're releasing some of this like inner child, like fun, creative vibe. And I feel like so many of these DMs, like they almost like jokingly fantasize about creating like an animation, like a cartoon, an anime, like how the character would look and it'd be styled like them, and what the trials and tribulations that they'd show, and then it'd be like, hey, I'm going to connect to children through this, and they're going to see, you know, the kind of experiences that we had to go through in our generation. It's like that kind of fun energy that I'm getting really strongly. But the DMs, they're trying to, boy, I feel like they're kind of struggling to connect sexually. Because a few weeks ago, probably about a month and a half ago now, it felt like the DMs were feeling all of these like deep sensual vibes when it came to the feminine and the feelings and thoughts that would come up about that divine love and that body and everything that they love about you and that you love about yourself, or that you're starting to love about yourself. But right now it feels like there's like that creative sexual energy like block and they're trying to pass through it. They're being guided a lot and pushed. They're like different thoughts are coming up in their head of ways that they could try something new. I feel like some of them are going to be starting like a personal training course. They're realizing they can branch out a lot more than they have been doing, and some of their frustration or energy can be transmuted through those forms of exercise, and they're also going to help them connect more with people on a deeper level without necessarily speaking deeply, audibly, so it makes them more comfortable connecting their heart in that way, if that makes sense. Really hope you guys can hear me. Sorry about that noisy motorbike. But I think they're really trying to expand their typical comfortability when it comes to the different pursuits that they're trying to balance out in their life. And that's another thing. It feels like so many of them are very unbalanced right now. And I feel like they're about to get a really rude awakening. Like suddenly their life is just going to be flipped upside down. I feel like it's already started for some of them because they've still been solely focused on one thing: money, 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 money. And that's connected to the direct thing of their worth. And they're being shown that they can gather their worth in so many other ways that they naturally, innately have, that they are talented at. Like they can use those as tools of creating more prosperity and abundance for their lives rather than relying on the same old system. Because, yeah, it feels very unbalanced, but they're being guided to explore these new ideas. Because of that, it goes directly. Simply love. Wow, this is definitely inner child status. Blooming, 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 blooming. Like a beautiful butterfly, like a flower. Wow. Okay, so the DMs, they're going through this whole. Oh, that's such a cute little bird. Oh, hello. So the DMs. I don't think you guys even saw that, but that was the cutest little fattest bird I've ever seen. So the DMs, they're starting to realize in a different kind of space that by connecting to themselves, just by making themselves laugh each day and doing something that they're actually really passionate about, I feel like anime keeps coming up. Like literally, like out of all the animations, it feels like anime or like almost like drawing cartoon sketches, which I know so many DMs that used to do that. Like we all typically got into that phase. So many of us in the collective got into that phase of drawing those cartoon arts, like trying to sketch Mickey and Donald Duck and stuff. Um, but I feel like a lot of the DMs, they're actually really talented with sketches and drawings. They're going to realize that they can actually push that further and just put it out there in a relaxed manner, and they'll start attracting new opportunities. I feel like a lot of them are really good artists. That's coming through really strongly. I feel like some of them are going to be trying to create a new business health wise, and not the personal training section. I mean, um, it almost feels like sales is involved, like trying to branch out their own sales company of like selling like holistic products and like pills, like nutritional tablets or powders and stuff like that. And I think that they've studied and been in a sales environment for so long that they know now everything they need to know in order to do a startup, and they're trying or contemplating getting their feet wet, and that's part of them showing themselves this new like just natural love, trying to love themselves as if they're a fetus, as if they're starting again. It's that really like it's like that innocent childlike love, and they're really trying to show themselves and their inner child so much more love and all of this knowledge, this acceptance, this gratefulness of this experience that they've had so far. They're really connecting with that part of themselves. And they're realizing that they can show themselves so many more joyous things and create so many better experiences, just small little experiences on a day-to-day basis, sometimes on an hourly basis. They're realizing they can do this through much simpler forms that don't require going out and spending money, because the best things really, like the best things in life really are free. It just feels like that energy, and they're starting to recognize that a lot more and not shut it down, which is freaking profound. This is really helping them to balance out and connecting their heart with their head a lot more. Because of that, we've got the embrace energy. Yeah, this is gorgeous, man. It's like they're starting a new training ground for themselves. It's literally like the picture, like their heart and soul, like they're starting to grow roots. They're starting to like take more presence in their day-to-day lives. They're starting to be more mindful of what they're interacting with every day, from TV, social media, the conversations they're having, the environments they're in. Starting to pay a lot more attention to their feelings around those different people and environments. And it feels like they're really just like shouting to the rooftops, I'm free, I'm free, I can choose what I want, I don't have to stay in this system, no, I need to get out, this is too ridiculous, this is toxic, I don't need this, I can create such a better energy, a better life for myself. And they're starting to feel more worthwhile and more confident in their pursuits, because they're starting to allow themselves the time to actually showcase their passions to themselves. Like, that's one of the things they've always been afraid of, kind of. It's like so many of the DMs have struggled to even look in the mirror, or to think that they're good looking, or to feel like they're still worthwhile without necessarily a lot of money in their pocket. And they're starting to embrace their inner child. They're starting to embrace that innocent, carefree attitude. It's helping them to drop their ego and go into situations in a much easier, carefree, like high vibe, who gives a shit kind of energy. And it's really helping them to release, and really helping them to accept and be more mindful of how they are creating their own reality around them. And moving straight on to the divine feminines. So this is what the divine masculine is thinking and feeling and transforming in their thoughts and emotions over you. Okay. Wow. I mean, I was saying release, about the embrace energy. They're starting to release these old perceptions and this frustration, just like this stagnant cycle of frustration. They're really starting to open up like a beautiful lotus flower and just let all of this information shine in. Like, I am light, I see light, I feel light, I send light, I embrace light. Okay, so I just had a DM come through really strongly saying, I release you, I release this pain, I release this heartbreak, I release how I hurt you, I forgive myself, I can't hold on to it. I need to come and love you in a different way. I'm loving myself in a different way. I have to approach you in a different space, and in order to do that, I have to release this pain. Like, the past pain has to go, like a snake shedding skin. And they're realizing that the more and more they release these blocks that they've had and created and barricaded over their thoughts and feelings about you, it's clearing so much up for them. And they're realizing, oh man, they're realizing you're light in every sense of the word. You're light. You're this deep, devoted love that just cherishes them in ways that they don't even know how to accept or how to replicate back to you. It's so emotional. Wow. They're starting to allow this light and clarity to come in, because for so long they have still been so judgmental of the situations that have happened with you, the conversations over you, over what you've done, over the texts that you've sent, over the responses, over how they've thought that you would be by now during this long ass separation. Boy, yeah, there's definitely some purging going on over you feminines. Wow, man, this is a lot right now. Some of the DMs there. It's like they feel like they feel like they've run out of signal when it comes to connection with you. It's like they're thinking about you so much, and it's like they're trying to, like, energetically, like their thoughts about you, it's like they're thinking about you, they're starting to embrace you more, they're going over these scenarios in their head. Once again, you're coming up. Why are you coming up? I thought I dealt with this already. I suppressed it, and it just keeps coming up. And it's like energetically they can pick up on the blocks that are there right now, not just from them, but it's like they can feel from you feminines that you're now like, you took too long, you caused me too much pain. I still want you to apologize to me, but I also don't want to talk to you unless you come forth to me in this way, 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 which has just created this other block. It's like they energetically can feel that you've created this barrier because of everything you've been dealing with and some of the things you haven't released yet. It's like they're trying to get through to you on the phone and it's not connecting. That's the kind of energy. Boy. Ego death. It is pure ego death right now. It really is pure ego death, and it's confusing. And I keep hearing, I just don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. I feel stuck. I feel like I'm in a toxic cycle. I feel like I can't escape this. Like I feel kind of imprisoned by my emotions. So I'm just trying to find any way that I can just like feel good, feel better. Like, come on. And that's the kind of like attitude I'm picking up on, and or energy I'm picking up on. But I feel like so many masculines are starting to ground themselves a lot more, like actually being in nature a lot more. I think I said that in the previous reading, but it's coming through strongly again. Like, especially now it's summertime, it's so much easier for them to let their heart guide them to the nearest park or green space before their ego comprehends that they're going to do that, and then gives them every excuse in the book as to why they shouldn't. It's helping them to release this and transmute it in a way that's not detrimental to their well-being. It is heavy. They are releasing a lot of their judgment of you, their pain that they've gone through, their guilt. They're trying to release a lot of their confusion, because for some of them they're still clinging on to, or still are in that mist of confusion. Like, but I said this, so surely it should have meant that. Surely they should have felt like that if I said this. Why do they act like this? I don't understand. Because it's like that clash of languages, like not just love languages, but the English language, or whatever language you're natively speaking in. It's like a masculine energy has such a different language compared to a feminine energy. So the way that we express ourselves and the way that we receive is so different. And then throw in inner child issues, shaping, molding from other family members, different environments, locations, culture. My gosh, it's just like, it's surprising that any of us can even get together in the first place. And that's the kind of thinking that these DMs are really trying to let go of. I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. Not what the DMs are thinking, but that concept. Like when you think about it, aren't you like sometimes, wow, like why do I even bother to go in a relationship? What is this? It's crazy. Anyways, so the DMs, they're going through that, and some of them are finding it comical, like I am right now, which is why I'm channeling that. But then some of them are also just like, what the fuck? Why bother? But I want to. But wait, I don't want to be alone my whole life. But wait, they actually love me, and it's just like this. They're trying to release it. They're trying to release it so much, and they're becoming much more aware that if they can feel your energy and they're starting to feel it a lot more, they know that you feel theirs. And you've been feeling theirs for a long time. And it feels like almost like a bit of embarrassment um, about that, because it still makes them feel vulnerable and uncomfortable. But they're trying to release it, and they're spending a lot more time outside, grounding themselves in nature. A lot of them are listening to a lot more music, like proper deep, like soulful music. For some reason, Mozart's coming in my head, so I feel like some of your DMs are like into classical music, because that's also coming in my head. It went straight from like soul, like Keith Sweat and all of those people, to then suddenly like Mozart, and now I'm hearing opera in my head. So yeah, they're turning to music, that high vibrational frequency, to help ground themselves a lot more in their heart space. So it's really, really good, and it's just helping them to strengthen bonds as well. So they're starting to strengthen this energetic cord between you, because as you guys know, if you're twin flames, you feel this energetic cord connected to you, and you can't cut it no matter what the fuck you do. You just can't cut it. Like it's inevitable. It's a cord. It's going to stay that way. And they're starting to get more into that acceptance and that beauty and that love, and they're starting to understand you so much more, because they've had so much time to think about it. And even though they've delayed for a long ass time, um, they are starting to really not just empathize, but really go through this deep inner standing, which is helping them to understand you a lot more. They're going over certain situations that have happened in their head, um, of previous times that they've had with you, and how they've responded and reacted, and they're realizing that they've reacted out of fear, or they've reacted out of ego, they've reacted because this is what they thought was the way to treat someone in this situation, or when they're pissed off, and they didn't think it was an issue at the time, but now they're realizing that they were just being, I was gonna say, a bit of a dick. And they're also analyzing and releasing these what should I call it? I guess perceptions of how they used to think about you, as I said, alongside the judgment. But it's like helping them to connect with what they think you really meant, and they're starting to understand what you really meant in those times, and that you were also acting out of a place of fear and lack and codependency and unworthiness. They're realizing that you were and are a mirror, and you help them to not only see themselves in many different new ways, but you also helps them to really make a huge transformational change within themselves. Like you are their catalyst, and because of that, they're starting to connect a lot more etherically to you. And I think their inner child feels like they're making that really strong bond to your inner child a lot more, and trying to repair that spiritually, because I feel like there's a lot of work going on in the dream space right now, and a lot of the divine masculines are starting to astral travel a lot more and do much deeper healing, because they're more open and receptive to it now. They're way more open and receptive to it now. They're really trying to be very mindful about how they think about you, because they know that anything they think about you is creating this spell, is creating this energy, and they only want to send you good energy. I feel like they're definitely connecting a lot more. Feels like they're almost connecting. I was going to say to their spirit guides, but I actually feel like they're having dreams about your spirit guides. feels like they're having dreams about your spirit guides, which I've never heard before. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's what I'm hearing. Um, and your spirit guides who watch over you are passing on like this information, these DNA downloads, or upgrades, however you want to put it. Yeah, they're really connecting to you a lot more spiritually. Their heart space is opening up so much, and they're realizing more and more how much love they have for you and how you've helped them to open this space up inside them that they didn't think even needed to be open, and they're loving themselves a lot more and forgiving a lot more of people in their lives that have hurt them. Like, it's really helping create this really new, everlasting change. Yeah. Next, for what the Divine Masculine is thinking, feeling about you. So we've got the Seek card. So the DMs, wow, they're really trying to get quiet. I'm hoping that you can hear me and it's not too noisy. They're really trying to get quiet and still. And yeah, it feels like a continuation of the last reading that I did of, success comes through stillness. That's once again a Russell Simmons book. It's about really connecting to your deeper divine self and getting really quiet and really clear and allowing yourself to release, purify, detox, because when we're constantly on the go and our mind's chattering away non-stop subconsciously, you're never truly resting, even on your day off. They're really seeking for answers as to why this happened in the way it happened when it comes to you. Wow, I can hear that song in my head. I know some of these Divine Masculines are singing this song to Divine Feminines, and they're hearing this song, or it's coming up in their head to help them face these emotions about you. And it's that song, I just had it in my head when I said when it comes to you. Oh yeah, when it comes to you, I think I died for you. What is that song? It's Drake. All the energy that you bring to me, my last girl would tear me apart, but she never wanna split a thing with me. When it comes to you, I think I died for you. Show to see, cry for you. Do things that you want me to. Yeah, it's Controller, that's it. And the whole song is basically like Drake's basically under this girl's spell. Like he would do anything, absolutely anything for her, because she shows him this love and support, and really sees him in ways that other people haven't. And she's not using him for materialistic things. Like, her heart is fully connected, and that's how the DMs are now viewing a lot of you feminines. And they're really trying to seek for answers to figure out, did it really have to happen in this way? If I had changed and said this and done this instead, would it have created a different outcome? Or did it always have to happen like this? Is this really how I have to grow? Do I really have to go through this type of pain? Did they have to go in this type of pain? Do they even want to hear from me anymore? I need to just get still, man. Because like, this is like, I feel like if they don't, anxiety will just take over. So they're really, like, their soul is pushing them and urging them to try and facilitate different things that they can do each day to really like stay in a much calmer space, and then because of that, using you almost like as a catalyst, Divine Feminines. It's like they're seeing the ways in which they've treated themselves, with neglect and with abandonment and not really listening and just being egotistical and illogical. Yeah. But it doesn't feel like these DMs are running away from this anymore, because for so long they have been running away from these answers that have always been within, and it feels like they're getting more receptive. That's what it feels like. They're getting more receptive to this divine guidance, these releases, this purging, this clearing, these memories that are coming up of you, and they're seeing it from their heart space, not having to fight their ego straight away. And then we have spread your wings. Wow, that's like jumping from the card. Okay. The divine masculine straight away, feminines, they want you to continue striving and thriving and flying high, high, high in the sky. They literally are like, wait, I don't want to hold this person back. I really hope I haven't been for so long. I know I've caused them pain. I know I've caused them aggro. I know I've caused them so much frustration, and they're so patient and kind and loving when I wasn't doing it to them or doing it for me. But they also need to find their own feet, and they're just really hoping and praying that you're still loving yourselves in so many profound ways, and that you're actually pushing yourself to chase after your goals and dreams, because they're seeing you like a star more than they ever have before. And literally that song that's coming into my head of oh my gosh, I sing this song all the time and it's like it's escaped me. Oh yeah. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, they are the best part. Oh, you're the best part. That's literally just wow, yeah. They see you like this goddess, like this angel, just like shining in light and sparkles. And I feel so emotional right now. It's like, wow, you actually love me like that. Like it's like they're still like in shock that you feminines love them so much, and they weren't kind to you. Some of them weren't kind to you, and they know that. And they know that you've seen the bigger picture for a long time. And they know that they haven't. And they know that they're also a mirror to you and your own issues that you had to face of loving yourself and being dependent on yourself and standing on your own 2 feet and letting your inner child be free. It's like, but now, it's literally like they just see this shining light, this beautiful, amazing, crystalline energy around you, and they're just like, wow, this person doesn't even know how special and how talented they are, how loving they are, how giving they are, how creative they are, how insightful they are. And they're literally looking at you as if you're like this amazing, I'm not sure if you can hear me, it's like they're looking at you as if you're this amazing, like, goddess, celebrity, divine, Egyptian, warrior, like everything all in one. And they're looking at you thinking, I really hope they're shining bright, man. Like, I really hope they're still going after what they're passionate about, because if they didn't, it would be such a waste. Oh my gosh, it would be such a waste. That's literally how they feel about you. And they really just want to love you. They really want to come together. Wow, they really want to come together. They really want to love you. They really want to have this union with you. They really want to have this union with you. Wow. Wow, this is actually really emotional. I didn't think it was going to get like this. Shout out to all my fellow empaths. Yeah. Wow. I just keep hearing Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson. I want to love you. Pretty Young Thing. Wow. That is so freaking cute, man. Damn. My DM's looking at me like, what? You're singing Michael Jackson? This is so cute. Wow. It's like their defenses are dropping down rapidly, by the way. This ego death is not pretty. There are always levels to this shit. There is always levels to ascension and to opening all your chakras and balancing them out, especially when it comes to all the guards you have against your heart. Wow. It's beautiful though. The creativity and everything that they're doing is starting to help them to really be more receptive and to open up. And when they're seeing you like this star, it's like it's like this little child, like a little, 7-year-old boy that has a little crush on his 7-year-old friend in school, and they're like sharing cherryade and soda pop and like lollipops and playing kiss chase and stuck in the mud. And it's just like, I just want to love you, I want to love you, I want to love you, I want to love you. Like this cute inner child love, like exciting. Oh, it just feels so exciting, like these thoughts and these energy bursts are just like, it's like they're sifting through them, like at the most unexpected moment, just suddenly like this, like as if Cupid just shot them. And it's just this bursting of this inner child carefree love, like an excitement, like, oh my god, ah! Like it's literally like that. It's that kind of exciting energy. Bless you. And it's helping them to, wow. It's helping them to realize that they have to be much better with their own communication, and expressing their truth about how they really feel, because there's no point in holding back. Yeah, and it's also helping them to balance out the insight that they're getting, trying to actually integrate that into them. All of this new information that they're receiving about you, about this connection. I feel like a lot of them, even more so now, are seeing things popping up about soulmates, about twin flames, about divine love partners, about, spiritually, what does it mean if you can't move on from somebody? Like, I feel like a lot of them are seeing those things popping up, and they're also like having these thoughts in their mind and just quickly like Google searching it and then like deleting their history. That's what it feels like. But wow, that is so freaking cute. That energy I feel, it's just like bursting with love. It's like, oh, I want to squeeze your face because you're so cute. It's like that kind of love, like exciting when you first start falling in love type energy. And they're getting reminded of how good they can actually feel when they embrace love and openness and vulnerability like this. And it's actually really freaking beautiful. Now, going back to the DMs, now this is what they are going to be doing action-wise, 3D-wise. So, we have Harness Mystic Power. This is, this is definitely, I'm seeing the animations, artist sketches again. That's not just the only mystic power, but it feels like they're really starting to connect to their divine talents from other lifetimes, like the talents that they used to have in past lives that have carried over in this life, which is why they're so like either passionate about it or find it just easy to do. I think a lot of DMs are starting to express themselves through text, like through word, through spoken word, through poetry. It feels like they're going to be guided to start writing, definitely some spoken word segments. I feel like they're even starting to write actual like songs and thinking about doing covers. I see a lot of instruments. I feel like some of the DMs that I'm channeling have always wanted to, or always dreamt about being like a rock star on stage, but that's been like one of those, oh, that's never going to happen type dreams that they've had in their logical mind. And all of a sudden they're deciding to like pick up an electric guitar and invest in buying one and learning how to play it so they can feel that kind of euphoric freedom and like excitement of like playing electric guitar, like on the weekends when they're home, when nobody else is around, so they don't have that kind of peer pressure physically from anyone looking at them, studying them, etc., etc. It also feels like, oh, it's just escaped me. Yeah, okay. I think they're starting to get a lot more, they're action-wise, they're getting a lot more confident because they're taking the time out to ground themselves each day and to get still and meditate through different forms. It feels like it's even helping them to physically adjust to the way that they do their day-to-day stuff, even like with their training and exercise. Like it feels like they're able to get into a much serene, calmer space, so that when they are exercising and doing these tasks, it's like like the endorphins feel like times 100, to be honest. It's like this euphoric state. Yeah, it's like this euphoric state. I think they're starting to hear their higher self a lot more. Their third eye is, the crown chakra is definitely opening up as well. It's like they're being able to, once again, receive more light, more insights. It's helping them to bring forth some of their pastimes. I feel like some of these DMs are actually really, really good at... I feel like some of these DMs are actually really, really good at working with their hands. It almost feels like craftsmanship. Okay, for one of your DMs in particular, I'm seeing someone starting to get into like wood carving. And I'm not just saying that because I was in Bali. Like it literally feels like they're starting to get into like a wood carving. I feel like some of them are pushing themselves out there a lot more, and they're trying to embrace different things that they wouldn't normally do in order to be more open and to help keep them open before their ego can run in and be like, no, all the reasons why you shouldn't do it. I feel like some of them are taking themselves on like private courses. Like I'm seeing them signing up for like Airbnb experiences, or things like tours and stuff and courses that they haven't done before and experiences, and trying to plan to take themselves somewhere completely different, even just for a short amount of time. Because they're trying to really educate themselves in a lot more ways than they used to. And I think they're starting to connect a lot more to frequencies. I feel like for some of the DMs, when they're listening to music, some of the music's becoming too harsh for them, and they're realizing that they're more sensitive to energies than they realize, and they're starting to harness that natural ability. They're awakening that clairaudience, it really feels like. Next we have, action-wise, the Lord. Take charge with authority. Okay, so action-wise for themselves, I mean, I know for a long time you guys have been like, all they've been doing is doing work. That's all they care about. And to a certain degree, yes, to the point where it was detrimental to their health and it was really toxic to them. But now I feel like they're starting to balance out a lot more, trying to balance out a lot more. It's still a bit of a struggle for some of them. But it feels like they're really starting to take massive action steps, but they're trying to get comfortable and trying to take it in their stride. For some reason, some of these DMs are, because this love has rocked their world in so many ways, and it has completely, basically given a shock to their system, as it has you, the feminines. It's like they want to try and accomplish. It's like they want to try and accomplish some things before they take this action step towards you, to make them feel more courageous, more strong, more powerful. So, and I'm saying that because I'm seeing some of these DMs wanting to, not just with the exercise and exercising a lot more and being structured and, setting a goal, I want to be cut like this or ripped like this. But I feel like some of the DMs are like doing some sort of like charity run. I see cycling too, but charity is much more, the running, is much more potent. And setting themselves targets at work, like ones that they haven't tried to reach before, because they really want to feel that really deep sense of accomplishment, so they have that kind of backing before they come towards you, because they don't know what you're going to do. They think they know what you're going to do. A lot of them think it's going to be like a no, piss off, I hate your guts type of situation. So they're trying to make their themselves feel more courageous than they have been. And they're also really trying to put their best foot forward with creating these new incomes for themselves. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of them are trying to create new incomes for themselves, like side hustles, and then trying to branch out into a bigger hustle. And they've been setting and planting seeds for quite some time now. And right now, they're going to be getting into a state, action wise, where they're going to actually be witnessing their own abundance, see your seeds grow. And they've been trying to treat themselves better. They are trying to treat themselves better, and they have been. And they're starting to get more into a deeper state of patience and trust with the universe, and that the things that they've put in, that they've planted and watered, are actually blooming for the best reasons. And for some of them, not everything they've planted and tried to manifest is blooming in the way they expected. And there's still curveballs coming in, because I think for some of the DMs, they're having mini tests of trust, and it looks like for some of them, the payout and bonuses and stuff that they were expecting to get at the end of the month isn't coming through as quickly as they'd like. And they're being tested right now to see if they're still going to stay calm and still stay in their heart space and still stay open and still trust that these things are happening for their growth and for a reason that's divine, rather than that they don't deserve it, because that's typically the toxic thinking that they'd always feel. Like if they haven't made X amount, then they don't feel worthy of anything, especially love. But I feel like they're going to be seeing a lot more of their fruit manifesting, coming into fruition. I always say fruit because, like, coconuts falling from a tree, it's just like pure abundance. Like seeds are abundance, and I think they're starting to become more grateful as well, in conjunction with seeing their seeds growing, with their flowers blossoming. I think they're starting to get into a space now where, as they continue to take charge and actually put in that effort and those action steps on a day-to-day basis, and taking literally each day as it comes, it feels like they're going to get into a much deeper sense of calm within themselves, because they know everything's happening in divine timing. And as long as they continue to focus on their passions and the stuff that they actually really love compared to what they think they have to do, then they continue to see this new cycle of change coming in, and it's helping that momentum push within them so that they can consistently manifest what they actually want compared to what they're fearing is going to happen. It's funny I said fear. Yeah, what the divine masculine wants to do with you feminines, action-wise. Wow, okay. Wow. Wow, okay. Um, right, the DMs. Sorry, that was it's a lot of information just then. So the divine masculines, they're, this came up about, I think it was 2 months ago now, and it's coming up again. Some of these DMs are practicing what they're going to say to you, and they're writing letters or writing it on their phone. This is the fear that they're feeling about you. As I said before, that energetically it feels like they're trying to connect to you and having all these thoughts and feelings about you, but then it feels like they can tell there's some sort of block and guard there for a lot of you. Even those of you feminines who are wanting to hear from your DM, who want to see your DM, who want to be in union with your DM, who feel like you've already done all the work and you're just waiting for them to catch up. There's still some sort of energetic block that's there. So you guys also still need to continue clearing and purging that out and completely being in balance with yourself as much as you can be. Once again, not just for the twin flame, but for your damn self. So the fear, they're trying to create an action plan of how to come towards you. So a lot of them, as I said, are rewriting letters of what they could say, and almost going through situations and scenarios that could play out based on their perceptions of you, how you were, how they think you might be now, how they would be if they got treated by you in the same way they treated you. And they're just trying to go through this whole storyline in their head, this whole script. And as I said, they're trying to make some more accomplishments so they feel more courageous and strength, like that strength comes forth from them, so they can come to you more open than they ever have been and be able to kind of take it on the chin if you knock them back. They're really trying to work through this. It feels like some of the DMs that used to always like watch your social media and stuff and like check on you from a very, very far away, distant land. It feels like they've consciously stopped looking at you in that way now, because for a lot of them, they want to come towards you completely fresh as a stranger almost, and you being a stranger, so they can get to know you all over again. And this is what they're going over in their head. Like some of them are kind of overthinking it. It feels like some of them want to offer you, like to come over to you and offer you, a platter of things, like offer you not just their heart and openness and their apologies and their forgiveness, but for some of them, they just want to come in and just try and be your friend again first, to like get in that way, like a more natural way. So it's not like this super, super heavy conversations of, oh, I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that. Like some of them are just wanting to start fresh with you, and wondering if you're even going to want to start fresh. But it feels like some of the DMs are trying to orchestrate having extra money on the side and those tools sorted out, so that they can offer you like a holiday. Because I feel like a lot of you are going to get offers of holidays, like mini going away trips, that they can organize, in a month's time or in 2 weeks' time, or say the word, baby, say the word, and I'll sort this out for us. It feels like they want to bring you like a gift like that. So they're trying to work towards that, and they have been for some time. They're not sure. They're trying to figure out when the right timing is going to be. Yeah. Some of them are writing a lot of these spoken words and these songs about you. I don't know why I'm seeing a DM has brought like one of you divine feminines, like some sort of like locket, some sort of like necklace, like a circle pendant almost. It's like a token of their love, like that kind of special jewelry that you will hopefully keep sacred to you, because they're really trying to find this new way to come forth to you, where they can show you some physical proof that they're loving, that they're in their heart space, that they're open, that they're receptive, because they know they have to start a whole new base ground with you now. And they're trying to work through that fear cycle right now, and they're getting clearer and clearer by the day, and more still. So they're getting a lot of help. Wow. Crystal Keeper. Okay, so I heard a whole bunch of stuff and saw a whole bunch of stuff. So the divine masculines, the ones that are coming towards you, they're getting a lot more into their spiritual gifts or abilities, and they're not necessarily labeling it spiritual. I see a lot of the divine masculines, they're wanting to come forth towards you and do these new like guess, holistic approaches with you, like meditating together, going out to parks together. I feel like a lot of you used to like go on romantic dates. You'd end up sitting by fountains or by flower beds like this, and in parks and in green areas, and just chilling and connecting and having that like innocent, I'm in love and I'm a 17-year-old type vibe. But they're seeing you as their teacher in so many ways. As I said before, they're seeing you as this deep, divining, shining light that's just like they're learning so much from you. And they feel like they want to come in and be more interested in what it is that you divinely, like innately know, like those deep soul conversations, because they feel like you're a great teacher and they can learn even more from you, but also give to you in a lot more ways than they were, because they know that it needs to be an equal playing field. But they feel like you've helped them to unlock so many divine parts of themselves, and they just want to be able to continue helping you to unlock that within yourself. So it's like, it feels like they're really diving deep. They're really trying to almost like create like a to-do list in their head of, okay, what is my divine feminine like? Okay, I remember she mentioned this. I remember she mentioned that. I think she'd actually be really good at that. She's just too shy, but we'll work on it. We'll get there together. Like, they're seeing you like this great divine partner that they can learn so much from, and can also teach, but have this balance of knowledge and divine love and insight, like a great balance, like this power couple. Yeah, it just feels amazing, because they're really starting to express their real true self, and they want to continue to evolve and unravel themselves with you, and seeing you do the same thing so you can unveil your gifts together. Yeah, it feels really beautiful. And then we have synchronicity. Wow. Aww. Okay, right now I'm smelling some really, like I'm smelling quite a few different perfumes coming from different angles. The divine masculines, whew, um, they are smelling wafts of different scents and smells, and flowers, like the roses that's on the card. I'm seeing a lot of lilies, lavender. I'm seeing a lot of lavender, and chrysanthemums, if that's how you pronounce it. It feels like they're seeing these flowers and smelling these different scents that are wafting in and out, and it's not necessarily coming from other people. There are a few DMs that are going like on their travels to and from work, and they're smelling a scent that suddenly smells like you, or they're seeing a bunch of flowers, and it's reminding them of that divine love that they've denied for so long that they have with you, and how it's just that deep serenity, that deep feminine sexual goddess that they see in you, around you right now. But it also, they're having so much more spiritual experiences, if you will, and they're like sitting in their house, like they're sitting in their bed, chilling out, watching something, and then they suddenly get a waft of your scent, and like within, like literally, it's like all these pictures and this, what's the way to put it, almost like a yearbook, like you're flicking through a yearbook or a storyline chapter. It's like all of these flashes of all these memories and experiences that they've had with you and how they see you. It's like it comes in within zero point 0.2 seconds, and they see this flash for like 10 seconds whilst they're smelling this waft of your scent and thinking about flowers and these different herbs that have created this scent on you, and it just makes them feel like so loved and sacred and sensual, like deeply sensual, like oh man, no one has ever made me feel like that. Wow, like it's this deep sensuality. Like I have goosebumps. It's intense, and it's reminding them of this deep knowing, this deep love, this deep attraction, this sensual connection, this sexual vibe, this sacred energy that you both share between you. Some of them are trying to remember the perfume that you'd always wear, or they're trying to seek out for it as well to bring you like a gift. But it's also there's so many signs coming up right now. They're seeing things pop up that you guys used to talk about, that you used to discuss, and they all seem like it's coming from your soul. Like it's all synchronicities that like you've orchestrated to remind them of you, or that they've orchestrated to remind them of you. And it's all coming up because I'm seeing stuff about traveling, like seeing things popping up about traveling to Cuba, because you guys used to discuss going to Cuba, and you also went on holiday to Cuba. That's for a very specific twin flame couple right now. But it's not just the travel destinations. It's like the way that you'd always talk about wanting to live your life. I see a lot of you wanting to live like off-grid or more remotely with like your own garden and being by the water in the lakeside and being able to like ski and snowboard on a regular basis. And then I'm seeing some of you like literally it feels like The Notebook. Like some of you like described your dream house, and like the DMs are seeing things popping up that looks like straight away they're like, oh, that's like, oh yeah. And it's just like this exciting, and then like their ego is like, oh. But then they start thinking, why is this coming up? Why am I being shown this right now? Like, are they really connecting me? Are they really reaching out to me? Like, what? Because it's still kind of, they're not fighting themselves anymore, but they're still adjusting to these signs from the universe and these signs from you. These signs from you, boy. It's they're getting to a much better sense of knowing, and they're sending lots of signs of themselves to you. Yeah. They are sending loads of signs to you. Like they're consciously choosing to send information to you. I feel like some of them are sitting in their car and singing songs directly to you, listening to songs and being like, I hope you hear it, wherever you are, I hope you hear it. And a lot of them, when they're cooking and they're just like mindlessly thinking about you and like talking to you in their head, they're consciously aware that you can feel that, and a lot of them are doing it more and more on purpose, reaching out to you energetically, seeing what they feel back before they come to you 3D wise. It's like this is happening, and it's like they're always doing it as a test run. And then the overall overwhelming emotional block energy is helplessness, is how the DM is feeling. Boy. Yeah, they're trying to clear out these last states of helplessness, of unworthiness, of feeling lost and confused on what to do and how to come forward and how to be in this new knowing, heart space, love, creativity, sensuality, freedom, not staying part of this drone robotic matrix. And they're trying to clear out over their biggest upheaval because they know they can't just stay single-mindedly focused on one thing, because it will deter them, it will hurt them, it will kill them, it will block them from so many other things going on. Like, and they're still trying to get into this balance. Wow. Yeah. They're trying to figure out, based on they're trying to figure out that based on what's going on now compared to how they reacted last year and the year before that, and in situations that were like this but never as intense and never as deep. They're really trying to focus on how they overcame those previous challenges, how they overcame those obstacles, and trying to figure out a new way that they can be more responsible, accountable, but still stay balanced without going completely crazy on one solid thing, and still balancing out the different parts of their lives to make them overwhelmingly or overall whole within. Because how you gonna win when you ain't right within? Come again, literally. So they're really trying. And for all of you who are listening, if any of you feel helpless or you go back and forth with those ego battles and fear, the affirmation is, I am strong, I fight my own battles, I will grow from this experience. So say it with me. I am strong, I fight my own battles, I will grow from this experience. Yeah, wow. The overwhelming, why do I keep saying that in such a weird way? The grounding energy is ambassador of truth, justice in the Atlantean way. Once again, helpless and hopeless. We've got relief here for the moon card deck, overground energy as well. And trader, exchange energy to create abundance. Once again, goes hand in hand with them trying to create multiple different incomes from side hustles that they're trying to manifest into bigger hustles. So this isn't a completely helpless and hopeless reading. It is actually really beneficial and transformative. And they're really pushing themselves. They're really pushing boundaries, and they're making big movements. So everyone involved should be proud of the progress that we've all made as the Twin Flame Collective and just the collective in general. I'm sending so much love and light to all of you who are watching. I'm going to be doing another Reiki video as well, and you guys will catch a lot more of my justice style videos of providing more justice and healing to the world by all the missing people reports that I'm going to be doing, the cases I'm going to be covering and channeling those people who have had horrific things happen to them and it's been covered up. Alongside that, I'm going to do a lot more pick a card readings. I know I started doing that when I was in Bali, in Ubud. I'm going to do some pick a card readings for yourself 6 months from now, your dream career, what you're naturally talented at, etc., etc. So let me know down below what kind of pick a card reading you would like. Also, I'm going to do a divine feminine reading as well, of course. And I love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love and light. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise. And I'm sending you so much truth, expression, justice, fairness, love, abundance, prosperity. Remember, you are worthy of love, light, and success in anything your heart can desire. And you can create your own reality. Just change your thoughts and your feelings, your behavioral patterns, listen to different frequencies, say affirmations, reprogram your subconscious mind. I'm going to do loads more videos on that. And alongside that, doing a lot of spell work. Because remember, any thoughts and feelings you have, everything you say, you are creating. You are creating constantly. Your words, your thoughts and feelings are spells. Your intentions are spells, and they will manifest quicker than you realize. So make sure you're manifesting in a high vibe. Make sure you're grounding yourself. Make sure you're loving yourself every single day. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like any readings or healing sessions from me in my DM, or any of our healing experiences like cacao ceremonies, etc., crystal healing, you can click the links down below in the description. Most of those should have changed location by now. And also like and subscribe, and email me if you'd like to. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye. By the way, guys, if you do want to have if you do want to have a different type of reading with me, I'm also doing readings on the phone. I can also leave my descriptions down in the description down below of how to contact me via the phone, so we can have a phone conversation during your reading. So I'm saying stuff to you and you're talking back and forth and asking me questions like that. If you would also like that type of reading, let me know if I should offer that through this channel or just continue doing it privately the way I was doing it. Of course, as always, if you guys want a reading, then just email soulstardivinefeminine@gmail.com and